Welcome. In this class, we will talk about some of the expected topics from women and child development, the important happenings from 2023. So, one is the Stree Manorakshak project. Now, this is a project which has started in line with NIMHANS. The idea is to promote mental health for women across the various counseling centers and one-stop centers. The next important development is the Kanya Shiksha Pravesh Utsav. This has been celebrated with Ministry of Education along with UNICEF. The idea is to provide a scheme through which adolescent girls in the age group of 11 to 14 years can come back to the education, the formal education system in case they have dropped out, and this is known as Kanya Shiksha Pravesh Utsav. The next is talking about the Juvenile Justice Act 2015. This focuses on the care and protection of children, also known as the JJ Act. The primary idea is to provide safety, security, dignity and well-being of the children, provide them for protection in case there is a conflict, and treatment and reintegration within the society to provide things for the best of their interest. The next important is Anganwadi Services. Now, under the Anganwadi Services, under the Saksham Anganwadi and Poshan 2.2, it is a centrally sponsored scheme and it includes 6 different ideas. What are those 6 ideas? Providing supplementary nutrition, preschool non-formal education, which is the Anganwadi education, the nutrition and the health services, immunization, health checkup and referral services. Now, of these, health education, immunization and health checkup, all 3 relate to the health, and the eligible group is 0 to 6 years, pregnant mothers and lactating mothers, pregnant women and lactating mothers. Now, this is one of the important developments under Saksham Anganwadi and Poshan 2.0. The next development is the Samarthya scheme under Mission Shakti. Now, this talks about hub for empowerment of women, both at the national level, the state level. Under this, there is a sub-scheme which is called as Samarth, a scheme of Mission Shakti, and this talks about establishing these centers where women empowerment could be done. Now, under the Pandit Deen Dayal Antodaya Yojana, there are nearly 1,400 gender resource centers. These gender resource centers are called by different names in different parts of the world, of India. For example, they are known as Lok Adhikar Kendra in Madhya Pradesh, Sangini Kendra in Chhattisgarh. They are called as Prayag Kendra in Odisha. So the name of gender resource centers across India, the various regions, is again important, and Samarth sub scheme of Mission Shakti is extremely important. The next is under the POSCO Act, what new initiatives have been brought? So, first is the cyber crime report portal. Then 8 cities have the Safe City project. These are Ahmedabad, Bangalore, Chennai, Delhi. So, you can remember them as ABCD. And then Hyderabad, Kolkata, Lucknow and Mumbai. Then there is a state-of-art DNA laboratory which would be established at CFSL in Chandigarh. A creation of national database for sexual offenders and investigating the tracking system for sexual offences, which is again an online tracking and investigation portal. So those are some of the major initiatives. I have just picked up the major initiatives. There is a huge list of initiatives under the POSCO Act. So POSCO Act and developments under it are important. Caring's portal is a portal for adoption. So let's say some of the parents want to adopt a child, they can do so by CARA, which is the Central Adoption Resource Authority, and the whole process is now online and digitized, and this would make the processing more better and easier. So the upper limit for the foster parents is now 85 years for couple and 40 years for a single parent in case they are trying to adopt a child who is less than 2 years. Uploading legally free for adoption. There is a documentation guidelines which is given, and within 10 days, maximum 15 days, this is done. So there are various stages like uploading the legally free of adoption within the 10 days, and then then giving the special needs children a grace period of 15 days. The application would be taken by the district child protection unit, and the child already in the foster care would be adopted after a period of 2 years. So that are some of the important guidelines which are given under the Carings portal. The next is Shakti Sadhan. Now, under the Mission Shakti, so far there were two separate schemes: Swadhar Griha for women who were under difficult circumstances, and Ujjwala for prevention of trafficking. Now, both of them have been merged as Shakti Sadhan, and this is to integrate and rehabilitate the women who have been facing distress because of adverse and difficult circumstances, providing them with shelter, food, clothing, primary health care. And this is a demand-driven, centrally sponsored scheme, so again important. The next scheme is Sambal and Samarth. Sambal is for safety and security, and Samarth is for empowering. So under the Samarth is the hub for empowerment of women, which talks about creating intersectoral convergence and bringing in schemes and programs and an environment where empowerment of the women can be done. The next is Ghar Portal. Now, Ghar, the acronym for Go Home and Reunite, that is a portal for restoration and repatriation of children, launched by a National Commission for Protection of Child Right. The idea is the digital tracking of the children who were in the juvenile justice systems would be done. The digital transfer of the cases would be done. If required, a translator or an interpreter would be involved. Child welfare committees would be involved. A checklist would be provided for providing compensation, and the schemes that have been implemented so far have to be explained. So, Saksham, Anganwadi, Poshan 2.0, Mission Shakti and Mission Vatsalya are in summary, some of the major schemes. So, Saksham, Anganwadi and Poshan 2.0 talks about three basic verticals. One is the nutrition support to children, adolescent girls, pregnant women and lactating mothers, early childhood care, and infrastructure for upgradation of the Anganwadis. The next is Mission Shakti. Mission Shakti talks about two subunits: the Sambal, which is for the safety, Samarthya, which is for the empowerment of the women. The next is Mission Vatsalya. This talks about providing services for delivering the services to children in need and in difficult circumstances, and this is through the child care institutions that this scheme has been made possible. The next two important developments are ATUFS, which is Amended Technology Upgradation Fund scheme. Now, this provides ease of doing business and the vision of Make in India come true with zero effect, zero defect. The idea is to provide investment in textile industry, and this investment would mainly be for the manufacturing. So, this would augment the investment, productivity, quality, employment and exports in the textile field. So that is known as ATUF. And the next is the National Initiative for Developing and Harnessing Innovations, that is the Nidhi. Now, Nidhi has come up in different ways like Nidhi Prayas, Nidhi EAS. The idea is this is a scheme brought by Departments on Science and Technology, Government of India, and the technology driven basis for knowledge startups. So these startups would get an idea about innovation driven entrepreneurial systems where they would be explained about the concepts, and if monetary support is required for those innovators or startups, that would be provided under this Niti portal. So another important development and scheme, which is National Initiative for Developing and Harnessing Innovations, aims to promote innovations and startups driven by the Innovation and Entrepreneurship Division of Department of Science and Technology, Government of India. And the idea is to have better job creations, better mentorship, and to bring in innovations and more startups in India. So those were some of the major developments in the field of women and child development. We will be covering many interesting topics for expected UPSC prelims. So stay tuned for updates. Have a wonderful day ahead.